welcome everybody to Season 11, Round 14 of Contest of Speed AM2. I am your host for this evening, Cam Tizzle, and we are here at Abu Dhabi. Host of, as we controversial race in real life, but we're not going to go too deep into that tonight, other than calling the famous, notorious corner, Latifi Corner. So if you corner, you know what corner I'm talking about. It's already, so you're probably gonna have to repeat your comments to me in just a quick second. Don't throw them back in there yet. I gotta refresh my phone real quick. So give it about like 20 more seconds for this ad to be over with. But you can go ahead and throw those in there. I think now I should be able to read the chat actually. But yeah, today should be a pretty interesting. We got a few reserves. Debut in here, I think VSC Captain J. I think Chase. Oh, he's back to Orlando. Yeah, he's a good guy to follow along. We're gonna follow along with him. See how he handles this little chicanes up here. Could be tough to get right sometimes, but it looks like he got it right this. Oh, almost got it perfect. He scrubbed a little bit of time off right there, an exit running a little wide, having to keep himself from invalidating, but may not be the end of the world. He might be able to salvage this, but not ideal. Looks alright through there. Coming into here. Going into the bridge. Into Latifi Corner and goes a little wide. With a 24.695 is our new benchmark as Harris fires back with a 24.662. And if anybody would like to send a message into here, that'd be quite lovely, just so I can see if my Twitch is cooperating with me, because I see some chats left over from the XP2 race earlier today, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that, but hopefully they update as the stream goes on. But I think Scholes is starting another lap since his first one was a bit botched, so I'm gonna follow along with him for a second. See what his sector. Actually, his sector split's gonna be way better just because he's spun him before now, but we'll follow along with him anyways. Looks good, looks good. That was a pretty nice little, tidy little section. Chase with a 124.546. Guys are fairly even so far. Looks like Cheesehead's first lap wasn't represented. Looks like he's starting around again. I did not see that message. I think that was a message. Nope, that was not a message. But yeah, I'd really appreciate if someone would send a message in here. I just want to make sure everything's all working properly before we get into racing and whatnot. But Cheesehead right into the final corner, coming across the line for a 124.895. That's going to put him in P7 for now. Like Texas is starting a lap. Chewy's in the middle one. DK is about to come across the line. Nope, he's gonna abort this lap. Dream, he's on one. Follow along with him. I usually don't show too much stuff of Dream, so he usually kind of flies under the radar. He's a good driver, but just finds himself in scenarios that usually are pretty quiet on stream, so we'll give the man his limelight here for this quality lap, which I think he might have aborted, but I can't tell. We'll see as he comes across here. Yeah, going to pits. Texas is about to finish his first time lap. He's going to come across the line for a 1:24.664. 2,000s off of Harris. And that's going to... Oh, and Warren. I didn't even see Warren. Warren's pretty close off the chase, too. This is a really even little grid we got here so far. It's basically 3/10 all the way down from 1st to 8th. That's pretty good to see as Cheesehead is having an issue with the pit lane. Who's that Aston Martin here? Who do we got? Is Orlando on an outlap? Ooh, is Destrom on a flyer? He is. I think he's the only guy on a flyer right now, so we're gonna... Destrom gets a whole lap to himself. Wishing the best of luck to Destrom here tonight. I'm sure he's hoping for a good showing. Isn't really holding it tight down that straight though. You save yourself a little bit of time holding it tight against the wall and then kind of going out to the outside right before the corner. Now underneath the bridge, seems to be handling it right. Goes a little wide on Latifi corner, doesn't invalidate. And Destrom's going to come across the line for a 1:25.4. That's going to slide into P10. I think DK is getting ready to start a lap. Harris is starting a lap. We'll follow along with him. We'll see how much time he's gaining on his second go at it. Oh, not much. We're flying into the wall like that. Orlando, I think he's up by 9,000ths of a second. Oh no, and Harris disqualified from this session. I'm inviting someone into the lobby real quick. Give me just a quick second. But Orlando, he's down by 0.2 of a second at the moment. See if he's able to salvage this. Hola, you guys fast. Welcome to the stream. And Orlando's going to be coming across the line for a 1:24.5, and that's 1:24.53, and that's going to put him on pole just barely as well. We got 3 drivers with 1, 2, and 3 all within 0.24 of a second. So it's looking to be brewing to be a pretty interesting little qualifying session, potential grid race. Looks like Schultz is on a flyer. We'll come back to him. DK is on. I think he just finished his lap. He saw himself in the P8s. Severe Scott's on a lap. He's coming close to the end of his lap, so we'll see if he's able to improve. So we just got to cross the line for a 125.7. It's going to put him behind Duststorm here. Well, it looks like he got a free little tow from the AlphaTauri. Is Warren going to be up on his time, though? Looks like B. Scholes is around. I'm pretty sure around Latifi corner. Latifi corner taking names. Yep, that is B. Scholes. And that's going to send him right back into the pits. And Warren's going to come across the line for a 124.442. Warren is going to put this on pole. He's gave himself quite a good margin between him and then the following drivers. Well, thank you, Ricardo, for the sub. Gifting it to you, boy. Much appreciated. I think that was you got that for Cos Steve. Well, thank you, Cos Steve, as well for being so generous. BK in the chat saying, "Let's go, Warren." We got the Warren supporters out here. Texas Tornado coming into the chicane here. On to the next DRS straight. We'll see what his split is it going to be. Is it going to be anything that can compete with Mr. Warren here? Possibly. He needs to dial down this third sector, but he might be able to do it. I think this is Chewy here. Chewy is about to start a lap, so we're going to go right back to Texas as he's the only other guy on a lap at the moment. And BK rep cheering on the AM3 comms crew of E. Warren and Duststorm. And Texas Tornado across the line for a 124.455, really close as well. Again, this is it's pretty intense qualifying. Guys are always off. There's always some guy that's off by just a couple hundredths, and those hundredths of a second are mattering here tonight. Doesn't always matter, but tonight is showing to be an outlier, I guess, because Texas, Warren, all within about 200ths of a second. Orlando, Chase within 200ths, and Dream and B. Scholes about 300ths. So, pretty gnarly little qualifying session we got between the guys in P1 through P6. Putting on a good little show here tonight. Duststorm looks like he's up on his time. He's going to miss his apex massively, and he's going to invalidate across the line. He was on one. Duststorm was on one. He probably could have slotted himself at least into P7 at most with what he was doing. It's very unfortunate for him. And Chewy's going to come across the line here, flying around the final corner for a 124. Yep, nope, 125.2. I thought it was going to be a 124. Expected a little bit better out of Chewy, but maybe he'll have another go at it. I don't know if he has time for that. B. Scholes across the line for, I think, maybe his final go at qualifying. Is B. Scholes going to be able to improve on his time enough to be able to snag the front row at least, or even pole itself? Has a little bit of moment around the fast corners. He's up by 2/10. He's already got himself up to a 124.5. He just needs to dial down the rest of this lap out of the purple first sector. This could shatter Warren and Texas's hopes. I think Orlando's on a lap as well. He's getting close to coming around the final corner. I'll follow along with him since he'll be coming across first. And he invalidates B. Scholes coming across the second sector line. He's up by 2/10. He's gonna need a heck of a third sector if he's gonna make this work. DK looks to be up a little bit. And Cheesehead's gonna be starting a lap momentarily. Excuse me, I got losing track where people are at in the list. B. Scholes, he's going to be coming across the line. It's looking really good. It's looking awesome. And it's going to be a 1:24.0, and he's going to set himself a huge margin across the other drivers. Guys are going to have to absolutely pump in the best time of their life if they're going to even be able to come close to that. Secure the... Oh my gosh, as I say that, secure the perks. And again, it's a margin of 0.13 of a second. What is this qualifying session right here? DK slots himself in the P5. Oh, and that is Dream. Oh my gosh! Dream spins at a Latifi corner and picks up a Alpine that was about to start a lap. Oh, and it doesn't look like Chase had any damage, so Chase is going to go for it. Yeah, thank you for clipping that. Second worst thing that's happened to a Mercedes. Oh boy. And Severe Scott's, I think he's gonna back out of that because of the some of the things that were still there. And we got a parked McLaren. Oh yeah, he doesn't want to get in the way. I didn't realize he was facing the wrong way. Well, very honorable of him, and hopefully he doesn't get in the way of the car coming around the corner right now. Might have checked him up. Nope, I think he's going to the pits. I've lost track of who was even on the flyer at this point. I was so focused on some of this stuff that was happening, the carnage. Yeah, DK into the pits. Wing It. Oh, Wing It is retired from session. Oh. Another bad qualifying for Wing It. Wing It has had a bad string of qualifying sessions and it's not been going his way. Chase is on one. He's up by about a tenth or so, maybe even a little bit more, but it won't take much to jump a lot of spots here with this grid. And Chase gonna sauce up on pole with a 123.9, snagging it from Perks and B. Scholes, who both thought they had it under wraps. I think that's gonna be the session. So you're Alpine lockout on the front row here. It's gonna be Chase followed by Secure the Perks on the front row. On row number 2, and I believe Texas. Margins right there. Then Cheesehead, VSC, Captain Jack rounding out the top 10. Then we got Chewy, Deathstorm, Severe Scott, Wing It, Rousem, and Harris as your spots on the grid. Very unfortunate for Harris to have queued by blocking the pit lane when he spun, because I think he said it probably could have found himself in the top. For qualifying, but he's gonna have to work. last week. Texas Tornado, in illegal pit entry. That gave him a 5-second penalty plus 1 penalty point for legal pit entry. And a penalty point for no footage. And I think that dropped him down from P2 to P8 from what I've heard over today. Orlando and Chase, there was an incident between them. Both of them get a dangerous driving reprimand. Incident between Texas, Chase, and Orlando. Texas gets a dangerous driving reprimand. Orlando gets no further action on his dive. Another incident between Texas and Chase, no further action was given to Chase for that. I think given to him because it was for POV after deadline without extension. And then Cheesehead got time penalty removal and is denied. So hopefully the standings can load up on my phone real quick before we get underway, because I would like to run through the top guys real quick while they're doing their little formation lap. Getting those tires nice and warm. But here we are. Anyways, like I mentioned last week, we've lost BBR Garvey, but anyways, excluding Garvey, we have Cheesehead leading the championship at the moment with 185 points, followed by Wingit with 163. And then in third place we have Chewy with 134, Chase in fourth with 79, and then Dream with 66, P5 in the Drivers' Championship. In terms of constructors, McLaren, absolute dominant, with 323 points, followed by Ferrari's 222 and Alfa Romeo's 205. AlphaTauri with 123, and then Alpine running out the top 5 in constructors with 97 points. And I guess the other notable constructors battle is that Aston Martin and Mercedes are within 4 points of each other's. Mercedes 75, Aston Martin 71. And I suppose I guess I can mention that Red Bull is in the mix too. They got 62 points, so if they get a good showing here tonight, that could throw them into that little mix as well. Some of the drivers are starting to come across here, so we'll get ready here for the race. And I guess it should be noted that Chase has been on some good form as of late. Last week he was dominant through the first stint at Hungary, and then just some unfortunate strategy with the rain and whatnot ended up sending him down the order in the end. The track position was not able to make it back up after giving up the track position, but hopefully he has a better race here tonight. There shouldn't be any rain. We got 5 red lights, and we are underway at the maybe not glitch, and we are underway here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it looks like B. Scholes gets a good jump on Secure the Perks. He's going to have him beat into the corner. Yep, Secure the Perks is going to back off. Things are looking nice and tidy through the rest of the pack. Where is it? We're going to have anybody spinning here. It's really easy to lose a car there. Alright, we have Razum and Captain Jack. Nope, it's Chewy and Harrisplex actually who have gotten into each other. Had a little bit of an incident back there. Dream might have a move onto E-Warn into the chicane, and he's going to think better because there is a DK that is flying down the inside. He was looking for a potential double overtake, but he's not going to get it. E-Warn's going to hold that position. Destrom in the back going wide. Might have gained a place off track to Cheesehead. Cheesehead's going to look down the inside into the fast sweeping corner. And Destrom might be able to hang it out there, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Cheesehead's going to get that move done. Back up the field here, Texas is really close to the back of B. Scholes, and he'll be looking to potentially get a run on him, although it's going to be really hard to get by B. Scholes. B. Scholes is not someone you could easily push over here. Back to the back, Cheesehead's already closing up on Orlando. Oh, Wingett's in the pits. Everybody seems to have themselves fairly situated here. It's gonna be the start of a train down this straight. I'm gonna take a quick little peek at position changes so far. Anyways, hasn't been too many big movers so far. Everybody's stayed within about 2 or 3 position changes, but our definitely biggest losers off the start would be Chewy, Harris, and Wingett, having to get caught up in those incidents, and Wingett especially for pitting early on. Kind of set it and put him on the back foot for this race. He's gonna have to hope for a safety car. Orlando had a huge lift right there. Wonder what he felt in his wheel. Definitely had some potential oversteer right there, but he's managing, keeping things nice and tidy. And is that a secure the perks around? I didn't catch to see how it happened, but he is around at the hairpin. I presume he just got on the throttle too much, because I don't think he was alongside with anybody else, but I could be wrong. Rouse him on Severe Scott into the chicane. A little bit of bumping. Lots of bumping. Severe Scott's gonna get this position. He chooses a untimely time to let by. I wonder if he got an illegal overtake, but he kind of just screwed him. He kind of just took out Rosin, and yeah, and he's gonna spin right after that. I wonder if he has rear wing damage. I would not be surprised, but yeah, I'm just gonna move on after that. But we have a full safety car here, so that's gonna give Wingett his time to come back up the field. And it's gonna get. Let's take a look at tires real quick. Who's this gonna favor more? Well, everybody at the front's on medium, so they're gonna be able to extend out this stint a lot more. I guess it could be good for Death Storm potentially. I suppose the guys on the hards as well, because it's not quite time for the guys on mediums to come in yet. But so I guess a way you could look at it too is that the guys on the hard tires will be able to keep up their form long enough, and then when they do slap on the medium tires, they will probably be able to, run those as hard as they can, and it won't matter all too. Oh, was that a VSC? I thought it was a full-blown safety car. My apologies. I guess it's alright. I'm gonna move on. Anyways, back under racing here. We got DK. Here he's our closest man on track to a car ahead. We got a nice little battle here for P4. I believe it is. Yes, it is P4. E. Warren is going to be starting his train here at the back. Runs a little bit wide. He's probably going to be in the track limits if I had to guess. I definitely expect some penalties to take into effect here as Cheesehead. He's a wrap. Oh. And there was another car that's into him, and that is Secure the Perks out. Is this going to bring out a safety car? I mean, that's 2 retirements, 2 cars that are stranded in the middle of the track. Or is the game going to let it fly? Looks like it is. And that is DK. He is out too. Yeah. And there's the safety car. an actual safety car this time. We just saw a lot of death and carnage just happening here in the past couple of minutes. I don't even know where to begin with all that. But yeah, Cheesehead just held it there against the wall because of he didn't want to, you know, reverse back out into the track and potentially take out someone. So he did what I would do too, and just hold firm, just wait for the cars to come by, unless you had time to reverse out of the way. But maybe he didn't think he would have time to, and maybe he thought that guys would be trying to avoid him. But that did eventually take out Secure the Perks. Very unlucky for him. He had a really good qualifying. He was looking to have a good race. Of course, that spin set him back, but it wasn't the end of the world, and now he's done for good. But now we're under a full safety car here, and it could be a move for the guys on mediums to come in and get the hard tires on. How those tires will be doing at the very end, it's gonna be tough to say, but it could be a worthy strat, and it looks like no one's gonna take it. Everybody's gonna take the track position. They're gonna opt to pit under green flag conditions, except for Deathstorm. Does Deathstorm have wing damage? Deathstorm is our only guy in the pits, but he's on hard tires. Yep, that's going to be a wing change for Deathstorm, as the pit crew is going to put the wing on top of another wing, because the game didn't get rid of the actual wing in the animation. Cheesehead's going to come get his wing change too. He's going to slap on some hard tires. It looks like Cheesehead's getting a penalty removed as well in the meantime. Probably be a good point to look at. There's any penalties? No, Cheesehead's going to keep that penalty. I wonder if it gave him a 10-second penalty, or I wonder where he got that. I'm going to take a quick look at the race director, see if there's anything that'll give us some idea of what has been happening in terms of that. So yeah, Cheesehead got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Deathstorm, and then the game gave him one for that collision with Secure the Perks. And if I'm Cheesehead and you don't pit again, you can just get that penalty removed. Well, yeah, you can get the Secure the Perks one removed. You can't get the Deathstorm one removed. So I guess he could make an argument that he served the one with Deathstorm. I don't know how stewards will handle that, but because I did not see what happened between him and Deathstorm. But yeah, let's take a quick little look real quick here at position changes. Harris up 7 positions. He's found himself into the top 10 after that start at the very back, so all this death and carnage has suited him very well. And we got B. Scholes. He's still in second place, followed by Texas. Warren's in P4, Death Dream P5, Orlando P6. The guys are I don't know how it's possible to have this much green, to be honest. Everybody seems like they've moved up in the top 10. For the most part. BK, you have any thoughts on this race so far, if you're here in the chat? Any thoughts on what you've just witnessed? Fellow commentator in arms. I'm gonna have to add VSC Captain Jack back in here real quick, as his game just crashed. So hopefully he's able to get back in here before the cars go back underway. Or else he's going to be sitting in a pretty tough spot with his car falling down the grid. I think Warren's going to have a good view of this restart if we do go underway this lap. I think we might have to wait another lap as Severe Scott and Cheesehead are coming back up the field. But I guess it should be noted that our two championship contenders, our main leaders of it all, are in P13 and P11. And Chewy, third in the championship, is in P8, so if things don't go well for Wing It and Cheesehead here tonight, Chewy can get some much needed points. I don't know if it'll matter all that much, I guess, in the grand scheme of things with as many races we have to go, but yeah, I'll have to do the math later on that and see what is the possible moves for him. But alright, safety car should be in here this lap. Chase is looking to keep his form going. But we cannot forget about Wing It and Cheesehead as they have pit. They could run this to the end. There's actually a chance that pitting under green flag might actually cost these guys in the lead their races, given that there's no other safety cars, and Dream is going to think better to look down the inside here, but we have a little bit of battling here at the back. I'm going to try to see if I can get a peek at that. Yeah, a little bit of a kerfuffle. Nothing too major. I think Deathstorm's going to send a move down the inside on VSC Captain Jack. And Wing It, I think, is going to be opportunistic and get the double overtake on both of them. A little bit of moves here at the back. Severe Scott's going to go for a move down the inside. We didn't get the best view at that, but it doesn't look like it's going to pan out for him. But Chase is starting to extend his gap a little bit. Warren's going to have to work to keep close, and as Chewy and Orlando going side by side, Chewy's gonna back off here and let Orlando keep his position. Wing It had a little bit of a moment right there, clear saw his car to give a little bit of a wiggle. Wing It might have a run down here into the first corner. He's gonna get on the battery, and it's not gonna be enough. We have a heck of a run. He's going to look for a move down the inside of these fast corners, and that's going to send him around. Oh, the contact he had with Harris is absolutely ruining it. It's a tough spot to be, but I think it was an okay move to make. But yeah, sometimes I guess things like that happen. You have a little bit of understeer, tap the other car, and And it's just a really fast corner too. It's not a lot of margin for error. You tap the side of someone else's car, especially at high speed, you're just going to send yourself spinning around like a pendulum. Harris had a little bit of moment at the exit of the chicane. And that might give Destrom a good run out. Guess not. But Warren, I mean, Destrom is on the better tires, so theoretically he should have the pace on him. He's staying on his gearbox. Knowing Destrom will bide his time. He'll wait for that mistake from the driver ahead, and he will jump on it. Yellow flag sector 3, that is Wing It. The tire is getting a little too spicy for him. On my screen, from what I can see, it looks like he has about 224 degrees on those rear tires, so he's going to have to take it easy and let those tires cool down, or just come in and get new ones. He's going to have to make that decision, and he's going to have to make it soon. Looks like Chewy made some sort of mistake because Harris is climbing up onto the back of Chewy again. And he has the DRS. Although we gotta move up the field, no, we're not gonna have a move. Oh, we got Dream in Orlando. Harris gonna send a move down the inside into the hairpin with Destrom falling behind. Destrom's gonna try to hang it in there, but he's not gonna have the space for it. Scholl's just going to still be a little bit too far back on Chase. Things are getting interesting here at the top, though. The battle for first place is pretty tight and is getting intense. All within a second of each other down the 4th place. This battling could allow Orlando and Dream to both find themselves in here. We have a nice little stack of cars, and Chase is going to be the first one to bite. He's going into the pits. He has decided those medium tires he's had enough of them, and he is going to be moving on to the hard tire. He's going to have a decent little gap out in front of him. He's not going to have pressure from cars behind. He's just going to have a few little stragglers at the back to work with, but it should be easy pickings if he can keep up the raw pace on them, on those new tires. Yellow flag sector 2 looks like there was something happening between Warren. I didn't see what happened. Something that happened for Warren, but he must have went around somewhere because he has lost all these positions, and he's going to be battling Severe Scott. He's coming back up to the field. He's going to send it around the outside into the chicane. Severe Scott's going to be later on the brakes, and there is Harris. Harris was off on the looks like he got beached or something for a second, but he's got himself back going again. And Warren's gonna get this move done. Should be easy pickings for him, and he's gonna keep this position here. Oh, B. Scholes had a moment. Oh, and Texas and B. Scholes, they make a little bit of contact, but they both keep it together, and they keep on going, and Texas is gonna opt to go into the pits. B. Scholes is gonna hang out on those medium tires a little bit longer. That might be perfect for Chase to have for what just happened, because that's gonna allow him to climb back up the field while B. Scholes is on those old mediums. We got a couple guys going to the pits. There's Dream as well going into the pits. Yellow flag sector. I didn't see what that was. I think I was Wingit's car. I think he maybe retired in the pit lane. I think it just came back out on track and retired somewhere. But Cheesehead setting a fastest lap on brand new medium tires. Fairly brand new. Be interesting to see when E. Warren, B. Scholes, and Orlando pit. E. Warren might, if he hopes to find himself back at the top again, he might need to just wait on a safety car, but he can't wait forever. He's gonna have to make a move soon into the pits potentially. But after everything that's happened here in the last few minutes, oh my goodness, as Orlando, he's around the second to final corner. Warren's going to come into the pits and he's going to have Orlando getting in his way, absolutely ruining Warren in the process. Hopefully Warren does not have wing damage. I'm going to stick along with him for... Nope, no, I'm not. There's a little bit of a battle going on track between Chase, Severe Scott, and Captain Jack. Didn't get a chance to see if he had wing damage or not. Doesn't look like that was a pretty quick pit stop. Severe Scott's going to send it deep on Captain Jack, but no good, and Chase gets ran off the track a little bit. Chase is going to want to send this move in here. Severe Scott's going to go extremely deep here. He's going to absolutely miss the entire corner. A little bit of bumping. A lot of bumping. It is getting scrappy out here. These guys are being absolutely ruthless with each other. Captain Jack's gonna concede that to Chase. And Chase has survived what he was just witnessing. B. Scholl's going to be coming alongside Severe Scott. Scott's going to go deep again, allowing B. Scholl to get the switchback, and that might open up the move for Texas along the inside, and it does. Texas is going to go through. Harris 3-second penalty. And that is Severe Scott around. With B. Scholl, he's got a run here on VSC Captain Jack. And that's going to be moved done for him. It might be a move done for Texas as well. Texas, that might be 2 positions gone for Captain Jack and 1 straightaway. But Warren, after pitting, is down in P10 with a lot of ground to cover to get himself back up to the top. Pretty sure there's going to be a lot of stewards' inquiries after this race. This is it has been a pretty interesting race, to say the least. No, flag sector 3, that is Severe Scott, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. But, should be noted, Deathstorm, he's in P10 right now. Deathstorm just needs to make these medium tires last, and he might be looking at a really good result here tonight. But I'm not going to say on him, I don't want to give him the commentator's curse. Hopefully mentioning that he's up in P2 didn't just curse him in and of itself. Orlando sets the fastest lap with a 127.786 in 11th place, one of those 2-lap old hard tires. Texas goes a little bit wide on the exit of the chicane, but it has not cost him DRS, so as long as he's able to keep it together here on this 3rd sector, he might be able to get another dose of DRS on the upcoming lap. B. Scholl is going to have to work, though, if he's going to get DRS himself on Chase. He's got 4/10 to get it. He's looks like Texas is able to make some gains. He's gaining in some places, losing in others. It'd be tight for him to see if he ends up maintaining DRS into the next straight, as B. Scholl sets a fastest lap of a 127.6. B Shoals is definitely gaining, and Texas is falling behind. He's not going to have it, I don't think, this time around, but neither is B Shoals, so that's an advantage that Texas will have. Definitely better that neither of them have DRS. And Warren's going to make up a spot in the P8 because of Captain Jack Pitton. Another 3 seconds for Harris. I think it's 6 now. Yep, 6 seconds. She said in 7th place with a 3-stop. Interesting. Deathstorm is going to have to make these tires last 12 more laps. The tires will be 23 laps, I think, by the time the race is over. So, big ask out of those tires. But he's not going to keep, I don't think he's going to be keeping that spot by the end of the race. Those tires are definitely going to be hurting. The hard tires are going to be coming to the fold, and that's going to give Chase and B Shoals just what they need. Dude, B Shoals might have DRS here. He might have just barely got the detection line. I might just put Texas on the back foot here. He's not going to have it. He might have it here on this next upcoming straight. Yep, and that's going to be DRS for B Shoals. Texas is going to have to work to get himself back up there. I think he might. That might just be hopes of it over. Unless these guys battling ends up costing them that much time. Because these guys don't look to be slowing down any. BK, you have missed quite a lot. Quite a lot has happened. A lot of collision, some collision, some spinning and whatnot, and Deathstorm, he's found himself back up to the top because a lot of guys had to pit under green flag conditions, and Deathstorm pit under safety car. And yeah, but you missed a decent amount of carnage. I think, honestly, you weren't in the chat saying anything, so I'm assuming you missed all the wrecks. But Deathstorm is about to lose this lead here. I think. Oh, there's a little bit of contact between B Shoals and Chase. That's going to give Deathstorm a little bit of a gap he needs. He's going to be able to hold on to the Swede just a little bit longer. Looks to be good racing from both of them, B Shoals and Chase, giving each other the proper amount of space. B Shoals is going to go on the attack now. Using the battery, dumping it at all. He's going to throw it down the inside on Deathstorm into the fast corner. And that's going to be moved on, but it's not over yet for Deathstorm because he has Chase on his outside, and he barely gives him the space. And Deathstorm gets ran off the track, and Deathstorm keeps it together, maintains P3. But Texas Tornadoes, he's on the prowl as well. He's getting back into the mix here, and he's going to decide. Deathstorm's going to decide to throw on some new tires here. He has had enough of these mediums. I would probably keep it going, but Deathstorm doesn't feel comfortable with it, you know. To each in their own. Gonna bolt on another set of medium tires. And it's gonna drop him back down to about P7. It's gonna be in P7 coming out of the pits here. Chase is gonna have DRS on B Shoals. Gonna reinvigorate the battle for the lead. Deathstorm and E-Warren making position swaps here. absolutely no battery in Chase's car. B. Schultz has 30. Texas with 11. Chase is slowly gaining in on B. Schultz. That DRS is helping Chase a lot, but Chase is possible that he has maybe just a little bit more pace in the tank than B. Schultz has around here. I don't believe either of these two drivers, Chase or B. Schultz, have won a contested speed race before, so I think these would be brand new winners, if I'm not mistaken. B. Schultz, I don't know if he ever did an AM3 race or not. I don't think so. I could be wrong on that. We'll have to ask him afterwards, but yeah, if he wins this race, I'm pretty sure that's his first win. Same with Chase. I don't think I've seen him either. Destorm makes up the position on E. Warren. Just goes a little bit wide. That might have just given him a warning. He's going to have to be really careful. He doesn't want to throw away a potential win here on silly little track warnings. But he is understandably pushing the car as hard as he can to try to make it happen. But he doesn't want to give someone like Texas behind a possible chance to snag that from him. That P2 position. Harris is 9 seconds in penalties now. Doesn't look like he's going to get moved into here, so I'm going to take a quick little peek at penalties for Chase. 1 warning. 2 warnings. He has 2 warnings. Yeah, Chase is all over that curb. Father Scholl's in the chat. Yes, Benjamin might win that first race, sir. This could easily be Ben's first AM2 win. I know it'd be AM2 first win. I don't know about if he's won another race in another series here in contested speed. Doesn't look like Chase is gonna have the run though, so I'm gonna opt to take another quick little peek real quick, just count at B. Schultz's warnings. So he has 1. He has just 1. So B. Schultz is definitely at the advantage here. He has never won a race in COS. Well, thank you for the information. That is good to know. Yeah, Rucker, I'm right there with you. I'm Alpine and AM1, so we definitely need this. We definitely need a fellow Alpine brother to take a good finish right here. Oh yeah, don't worry. I definitely didn't forget who you are. I know who you are. Father Scholes. But Texas is nowhere to be seen, so I guess even if Chase gets a 3-second penalty, it's not going to matter unless he passes B. Scholes with that penalty. Because Texas is nowhere to be seen. Well, you better live up to that promise of that $10,000 gaming chair. If he's on a wheel, hopefully he has a good enough setup to where the wheel won't, the chair won't roll backwards when he presses on the brake. And Chase picks up a 3-second penalty that is absolutely going to ruin his hopes of a race win here today, but that's going to basically hand it here to B. Scholes. All Ben has to do at this point is just keep things nice and tidy. Don't do anything too reckless, and that should be a race win for him. But Chase is going to have to, if he really wants this race to win, which I know he definitely does, he's going to have to put the pressure on and force a mistake cleanly, of course. But it's up. Storm is just able to keep Warren on those tires. Deathstorm, he's slowly closing in on Cheesehead. There could be a potential fight for P6 here at the very end. Which I know Deathstorm is going to be fighting hard for this. He's gaining a lot of time on him, so it could potentially come down to the last lap for these two. So yeah, Cheesehead's going to be weaving all over the straight. I don't know how many weaves you get in the rulebook, but you gotta be careful not to do it too much. And Cheesehead's out of battery, so Deathstorm's going to have a little bit more to play with. Deathstorm's going to have to use what little he has left very tactically here. Looks like Deathstorm might have the pace here. You might have it. He's gonna have to be patient, not force a move, not get too antsy. And he's gonna give Cheesehead a little bit of a bump. Cheesehead is slowing up just a little too much. His tires must be getting a little too old for him. Deathstorm must not have anticipated the pace difference. But a mistake from Cheesehead that's gonna allow both the Red Bulls to go on through. Or is it? You know, Warren's gonna force his way through on Cheesehead as well. And what about Orlando? Is Orlando gonna have something to say about this? Those mediums are 17 laps old. They're getting the pace on those are just starting to fall off a lot. It looks like for Cheesehead, and I think that's gonna be another position loss potentially right here as well. Yeah, Cheesehead's gonna decide to back off here. I think he's gonna maybe take the DRS here, and try his best, but he just does not have the traction. But what kind of team orders do we have going on here at Red Bull? Will Warren have something to throw at Destrom? If Destrom goes off the track, Destrom will put all this work in. He better not. He can't lose it all now on something like that. He's got to keep it together for one more lap. But for the final time around this, oh, not the final time. Yeah, we still got another lap. But yeah, it's looking like a wrap here for B Schultz. Chase hasn't really been able to get any closer than about like 3 or 4 tenths, and even when he doesn't have the battery or enough straight line speed to do anything with it. And Cheesehead's already fallen off by 5 seconds to the pack ahead. I wonder if he had another mistake or if it's just raw pace that's just made that happen. But the Red Bull boys can't get too excited quite yet. They still gotta fight off Orlando for another lap, and Orlando has been gaining on them. I think Warren's gonna try to get the move done on his teammate here potentially. That could leave them vulnerable to Orlando here on the final lap. They're gonna opt to be a little bit more careful about it. But B Schultz, on the start of his final lap here, I'm gonna follow along with him for most of it. For his first win potentially here at Contest of Speed. All he has to do is just keep the car together for this final lap. Looks nice and tidy out of the chicane. Oh, I really wonder what's going to happen out of here. I'll cut back to B Schultz here in just a moment. Don't want to give him a commentator's curse, but following along with him right here. But B Schultz, just a couple more corners to go, he's going to secure his first win here at Contest of Speed. So congrats to you, B Schultz. You are a Contest of Speed race win! Almost not race winner. I almost crashed right before the line. That would have been the biggest heartbreak I have ever seen in this league if that happened. Warren's going to get a little bit of a bump from Orlando. That's going to damage Orlando's wing, but Warren's going to be able to hold on to this, it looks like. And Orlando's going to lose the car right there. Into the wall, shredding off his wing. And that is our race. Our winner, first time winner, B Schultz, followed by Chase, with Texas behind in P3, Dream in P4, Chewy P5, Destrom and E. Warren P6 and P7. Good finish for Red Bull's team here today. Orlando in P8. Cheesehead, a very unfortunate race for him, finishing P9, and Captain Jack, a reserve AM3 driver, finishing in P10. But yeah, that was the very beginning part of that race. That was insane. That was a very hectic race. I'm glad I got to commentate for it, especially for um, Beach Shoals' first win. Yes, that has been season 11. I mean, season 11, round 13 here at Abu Dhabi. Pretty good race, pretty good race. Chase continuing his good form, keeping it up there at the top. Not making too many mistakes. That's at least costing big. And yeah, Texas up back up at the top again. Dream with a good showing. Chewy finishing P5. The Red Bull boys getting a good points finish for the team. Pretty sure they'll be happy, somewhat happy about that. I'm sure Warren will have hoped for better, but they can't be too upset. It's a tough race, a lot of carnage, and congrats to all the guys here tonight on putting on a good show. But I'm gonna get B. Scholes, Chase, and Texas here into the booth here, and we'll let them give us their thoughts on the race. I'm gonna take a quick screenshot though. The what's it called? Race director. Just to make sure that I have that for any stewards inquiries. But I gave everybody our our finishers. Everybody that finished the top 10. But Sphere Scott, Harris, Wing It, DK, Secure the Perks, and Razum were our non-finishers here tonight. And I think we should start first and foremost with our first-time winner in contest of speed, B. Scholes. You had a heck of a race. You and Chase were the dominant cars out there, and you just were able to be the better of the two, and got yourself the victory. You got anything to say about the racer?
Uh, I am glad that it's over. I feel bad because I gave Chase a bit of a love tap to get past him, and then after that I held him off. But yeah, I gave him a little love tap to get around, which is not necessarily the way I like to drive, but I just missed my braking point, and what are you gonna do? I guess.
Yep, it is what it is. But either way, you both still put on a good show, and congrats on your first win.
Thank you very much.
And Chase, you started on pole, were dominant through the first stint, and I think through the pit stop cycle, you had when you came back out through the climbing back up through the rest of the field that hadn't pit yet, you definitely had a lot to deal with in front of you. You had some very chaotic cars to deal with, and you managed to escape without DNFing, so that was good to see. What are your thoughts on the race?
Yeah, started out great. Obviously, second again hurts a little bit, but at least it's podium this time, unlike last week. Yeah, felt like I could I could have been closer, but just the Haas and McLaren battling in front of me. I don't know really what the Haas was doing, but I got slight front wing damage after that. The car just didn't turn, and I couldn't really keep it on the track as well as I wanted to. Got a penalty, and then from there it was kind of just keeping the gap to Texas and hoping maybe Shells messes up, but he's too good for that, I guess.
He admitted he made a mistake when battling with you. You know, everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. But how do how did you pick up the damage? Like, or how bad was it? Like, what color was the wing? Because I didn't even realize you had damage because you were keeping up with Shoals for the most part, staying within DRS. I didn't even notice the damage.
It was just like, it was the slightest bit of damage, but the car just didn't turn. I don't know what changed, but the car was a rocket before I got to him, and after I started to drive away from him, I just noticed how quick Shells was gaining on me, and I flip over to the thing, and it's that slight yellowish green tint.
Oh yeah.
I just never want to see.
Yeah, say with these cars, they're definitely very sensitive to the smallest imbalance, and any small amount of damage will definitely cost you even like just a few tenths, and those few tenths will definitely matter, especially when you really need those few tenths. But nonetheless, it was a good race from you. Way to throw it on pole again. You got a good little run of form at the moment like that. So we'll see if you can keep it up, and good luck to you in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And Texas, you P3 finish. It was a fairly quiet race from you for the most part. You were kind of hanging with the top two cars for a while, but then at the very end, B. Scholes and Chase kind of ran away with it, and you're able to maintain your third place position. Any thoughts on the race?
No, I mean but right before I pit, Scholes and I got together, and he just made some mistakes in the third sector. I think we lost about 3 seconds to Chase there. I remember coming out the pits and seeing Chase, 5 seconds off the road. I'm like, oh man, that just threw my race. But whatever happened to lapped cars, I don't know. All I know is I get around the lapped cars, and I'm 8 tenths behind Scholes, and Chase is, hardly 3 seconds up the road, and Scholes and I are just sticking together, chasing Chase down, and Scholes just about had DRS, and I would have been up there with him for at least a few more laps, but I hit the first curb in the chicane, and then I hit the second curb in the chicane, so I lost like 9 tenths there, and that was just the end of it. From that point on, I was just chilling. I wasn't going to push and spin and ruin my P3. I think I had at that point with other cars out and stuff, I think I had a decent enough pace to be in P3, though I expected Orlando or Dream or somebody to push to catch back up. But we held the gap, and walking away with the P3, and it's a less dramatic race than I expected. But
oh, it was very dramatic, just not on your end.
It was not dramatic for me, but
yeah.
It was I think a good race nonetheless. I think Warren and Destin also got some good finishes, as the Red Bull family did. So that was good points for us tonight.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a good race for the three of you, and especially for B. Scholes' first race win. Chase, I'm sure you'll get your first race win eventually. You definitely got the pace for it, and if you guys go back and watch that race, I would definitely watch it and keep an eye out for those wrecks and and whatnot. Chase, I'm sure you'll find it interesting going back and seeing your battle coming up to midfield with the Haas and the McLaren. That was quite interesting to watch, to say the least. But anyways, it was a good race from you guys. You guys survived the race. Not everybody did. We started with, I think, 15, 16 cars and only had 10 at the end, so way to not be the unlucky few that ended up crashing. So good job to you guys, and yeah, we'll see you guys here next week. I think do you guys know what track we're at next week? I think we're Imola. I think I heard earlier on the XP2 stream that it was Imola, but I'll take a quick little peek real quick.
I think they may have a different schedule than us. It's
you might be right on that. Let me take a look.
Imola.
No, you're
Imola.
right,
Imola, then Singapore, then China,
Good.
Brazil.
I'm
All
glad
right,
I'm
cool.
missing Imola. Every single league race I've done at Imola, I've crashed out of. So.
Alright, well, you guys have a great night. I'm going to end the stream right here. So this has been Contest of Speed AM2, Season 11, Round 13. And we will have AM1 here at the same time tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And you guys have a great night.